Something about Rocco's hand still doesn't sit right with me. I keep looking at that injury, the way everyone keeps circling around it, and I can't help but feel like the show is asking us to notice that it may not be as simple as one bad moment with a gun. Maybe I'm overthinking this, but the hand feels like a clue that has been sitting in plain sight. Not just a wound, not just proof that Rocco pulled the trigger. Maybe it is the one detail that connects him to something even worse. Dante has already been hit with enough truth to shake him. Finding out that Rocco was the one who secretly fired the shot that nearly killed Cullum is already devastating. I mean, as a father, how do you even process that? Dante is angry, and honestly, I understand why. Lulu and Nathan helped Rocco keep the secret buried, or at least that is how it looks from Dante's side. They protected him. They kept Dante in the dark. They let everyone move around this lie while the damage kept spreading. But the part that makes all of this even more dangerous is that Dante and everyone else still don't know the truth about Nathan. They don't know this man is not really Nathan. They don't know he is Cassius. And that matters to me because it means the whole cover-up around Rocco was already standing on rotten ground. One secret was being protected by another secret. That never ends cleanly in Port Charles. Now, on the surface, the hit-and-run investigation seems to be moving toward Isaiah. Curtis seems convinced Isaiah was the one who hit Jordan and left the scene. Jordan herself, after being badly injured in the face, may start believing Isaiah is the main suspect too. And I get it. Isaiah looks suspicious. He was moving around that night. He was connected to Lulu. He was connected to Rocco's injury. If Dante brings him in for questioning, Isaiah may not have the cleanest explanation. Isaiah can say he was at Lulu's house. He can say he was only there to treat Rocco's infected hand. Lulu can back that up, at least partly, but that doesn't automatically clear him from the accident. It only proves one piece of the night, and sometimes one piece of the truth can make someone look even guiltier when the rest of the puzzle is missing. Isaiah might deny everything, but if he cannot prove where he was before and after treating Rocco, Dante may have no choice but to keep pushing him. Still, I can't shake the feeling that Isaiah is too obvious. It seems that the show wants us to look at him, to question him, to wonder if he is hiding something. And maybe he is hiding something, but I'm not sure it is the hit and run. There's a chance Isaiah is guilty of being in the wrong place at the wrong time, close enough to the secret to become useful as a suspect. That happens a lot on this show. The person with the messy explanation becomes the easiest target. Then there is Brooke Lynn. Her fear around the accident caught my attention, and I don't think we are supposed to ignore it. Something about her reaction feels off. Maybe she knows more than she is saying. Maybe she saw something. Maybe she is scared because she was involved. There is a chance she was the one behind the wheel, or that she left Jordan behind because she panicked. I can see why that theory is floating around, but I might be wrong because Brooke Lynn's fear could mean something else entirely. Fear does not always equal guilt. Sometimes fear means recognition. Sometimes it means someone has put the pieces together before everyone else has. What if Brooke Lynn is scared because she suspects who really caused the accident? What if she knows, or thinks she knows, that the person behind Jordan's injuries is not Isaiah at all? That is where I keep coming back to Rocco. I don't want to, but I do. I keep coming back to this idea that Rocco may be the center of more than one disaster. He already shot Cullum and stayed silent. He already let other people carry the weight of his secret. Jason was left under suspicion while Rocco kept hiding what he had done. That tells me Rocco is not just a kid who made one mistake and immediately broke down. He is scared, yes. He is young, yes. But he has already shown he can stay quiet when the truth could destroy him. And what if the shooting was not the only thing he stayed quiet about? The hand injury is the key for me. Rocco can admit the gun caused the wound. He can admit he pulled the trigger. He can admit that the injury came from that terrifying moment with Cullum, but something about the infection still feels like there may be more to it. A wound can get infected if it is ignored, of course. That is believable. But what if it got worse because something else happened after the shooting? What if the hand was hurt again? What if Rocco was on a motorcycle? That possibility keeps bothering me. If Rocco crashed or fell from a motorcycle before Isaiah came to Lulu's house, then the condition of his hand starts to look different. It is not just an old gun wound getting worse. It could be a wound that was reopened, scraped, crushed, or damaged in another incident. And if that motorcycle incident happened around the same time Jordan was hit, then suddenly the entire story changes. Maybe Rocco caused the accident. Maybe he hit Jordan. Maybe he panicked and fled the scene because stopping would have exposed everything else. The shooting, the hand, the lies, the people helping him. I'm not saying that is definitely what happened, but there's a chance that one secret pushed him into another terrible decision. That feels very General Hospital to me. One lie doesn't stay alone. It grows. I can imagine Rocco telling only the safest version of the truth. Yes, he hurt his hand because of the gun. Yes, Isaiah treated it. Yes, Lulu knew. That sounds like a confession, but not a full confession. It gives Dante enough to react to, enough to feel betrayed by Lulu and Nathan, enough to focus on the shooting. But it does not explain everything. It does not explain why the wound became so serious. It does not explain whether Rocco was somewhere else that night. It does not explain whether Jordan's accident is connected. And Dante is not stupid. That is the part Rocco may not be ready for. Dante is a father, but he is also an investigator. He knows when a story has gaps. He knows when someone is giving him the truth in pieces. I can almost feel the moment coming where Dante asks Rocco one more question, maybe something small, maybe something Rocco did not prepare for. And that one question could break the whole thing open. Maybe Dante asks why the injury looked worse than it should have. Maybe he asks where Rocco was before Isaiah arrived. Maybe he asks if Rocco was riding a motorcycle. Maybe he asks if Rocco saw Jordan that night. And if Rocco hesitates, even for a second, Dante may know. He may not want to know, but he will know. That is the cruelest part of this theory. Dante would not just be investigating a suspect. He would be staring at his son. If Isaiah is innocent, Dante has a duty to clear him. If Jordan was left hurt after a hit and run, Dante has a duty to find the person responsible. But if that person is Rocco, then Dante's badge and his heart are going to tear him in two different directions. And Lulu, I think, would be destroyed by it too. She already helped keep the shooting secret, or at least tried to protect Rocco from the full consequences. If it turns out there was another crime hidden underneath that first one, then her protection may have made everything worse. She may have thought she was saving her son, but maybe she was only giving him enough room to keep lying. That is a horrible realization for any parent. The truth might be more complicated than it looks. Rocco may not be a cold or evil person. I don't think that is the story. I think the story may be about a scared kid who made one reckless choice, then another, until he could not find his way back. First the shooting, then the silence, then maybe the motorcycle, maybe Jordan, maybe the hit and run. Each secret making the next secret feel necessary. And if Cassius is still standing in the middle of all this, pretending to be Nathan, then I wonder how much of Rocco's situation has been quietly manipulated. Did Cassius simply help hide the truth? Or is there more going on? Did he use Rocco's fear? Did he guide Lulu into making bad choices? I don't know. I might be wrong, but having a fake Nathan involved in any family crisis makes me feel like the danger is bigger than Dante realizes. So when I think about where this is heading, I don't think the real question is whether Isaiah can talk his way out of suspicion. I think the real question is what Dante will see when he finally stops looking at Isaiah and starts looking closer at Rocco. Because if Rocco confesses that his hand was hurt worse in a motorcycle crash, then the hit and run investigation could turn completely. And if he admits he left Jordan there, even in panic, then Dante's world changes again. I keep coming back to the same uncomfortable thought. What if Dante has only uncovered the first half of Rocco's confession? What if the shooting was the secret everyone was meant to find first, just so the second secret would hurt even more when it finally came out? And if Dante realizes that his own son may have shot Cullum, stayed silent, caused Jordan's accident, and let Isaiah take the blame, then what does a father like Dante do with a truth like that?